Welcome, everyone, to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're tuning in today because we are about to embark on a truly mind-bending journey. We're going to decode the cosmic code. We'll be starting way out there with the grand, invisible, vibrating architecture of the entire cosmos. And then we're going to bring it all the way down to the micro level, to your very own personal frequencies. We are going to explore exactly how numbers, geometry, and ancient symbols form the hidden, underlying blueprint of literally everything around us.
Okay, let's dive right into this with a massive concept from the ancient Greek philosopher and essentially the father of mathematics, Pythagoras. He famously declared, "The world is built upon the power of numbers." And you know, Pythagoras wasn't just counting apples here. He actually ran a whole secret society based on this very idea. They believed that absolutely everything in existence carries distinct numerical properties and vibrations. To him, the universe was essentially this massive, intricate, perfect mathematical pattern.
Think about the Fibonacci sequence for a second. It's that beautiful mathematical spiral that echoes everywhere in nature. You see it unfurling in a tiny fern all the way out to the sweeping arms of a distant galaxy. It's like a giant cosmic fingerprint. And because the universe is built on these exact repeating patterns, ancient esoteric sciences concluded that everything, and I mean everything, can be expressed in numbers. So that means even the letters in your name, the words you speak every day, and the exact date you were born, they all correspond to these grand, universal cosmic vibrations.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept is how it evolved. Back in the Middle Ages, German Kabbalists took this a step further and developed something called gematria. In this mystical system, letters literally serve as numbers. By converting letters into their numerical equivalents, these occultists were able to decode and uncover hidden or secret meanings buried deep inside ancient scriptures. They were essentially using math as a direct bridge to connect the divine spiritual realm right to our mundane physical world.
So what does this all mean for us today, transitioning from the cosmos down to your personal frequency?
Let's actually calculate your life path number. This is basically the energetic blueprint of why you came into this life. It's super simple. Just write down your full birth date. Then, add every single digit of your birth month, day, and year together. Keep adding those numbers up to reduce the total until you are left with just one single digit, somewhere from 1 to 9.
Once you've got that single digit, you unlock its meaning. Let's say you get a 6. That indicates you're a natural nurturer. You deeply value home, family, and creating a harmonious environment. But if your math reduces to an 8, well, your frequency resonates strongly with wealth, power, material success, and ambition. Each and every number holds a very specific, powerful vibration that dictates the fundamental flow of your life.
But wait, hold on. There is actually one absolutely crucial exception to this rule of reducing your numbers, and that brings us to the high vibrational anomalies.
The first of these rare anomalies is the master number 11. In numerology, 11 is known as the psychic master. If your birth date adds up to 11, you don't reduce it to a 2. Your life is characterized by deep intuition, illumination, and visionary capabilities. It is an incredibly intense frequency to carry. People with an 11 act as highly sensitive bridges between the physical and spiritual realms, constantly bringing messages from the unseen world right into our everyday reality.
Next up in these anomalies, we have the number 22. This one is known as the master builder. So if the 11 is the visionary who clearly sees the cosmic blueprint, the 22 is the person with the intense karmic energy and the practical, grounded ambition required to actually build it. If 22 is your number, you have this incredibly unique capacity to manifest grand, world-changing visions into tangible physical reality.
And completing this extremely powerful trio is the number 33. This is the master teacher. This represents literally the absolute highest vibration of selfless compassion, healing, and unconditional love. Those who carry the 33 frequency are usually deeply dedicated to uplifting humanity. They act as mentors and spiritual guides, fully embodying complete understanding before they ever take action.
Now you might be wondering, what if I don't have these master numbers in my birth chart, but I keep seeing them everywhere? You know, you randomly glance at the clock and it's exactly 11:11, or your grocery bill comes out to exactly $33.33. Well, these are called synchronicities. In the world of numerology, there is absolutely no such thing as a coincidence. None. These repeating numbers are literal nudges from the universe. They're like little energetic signposts designed to guide you and keep you on the path toward your life's true purpose.
And it gets even deeper, because these high-frequency numbers map directly into our physical world through the sacred geometry of elements.
And this brilliantly illustrates how ancient alchemists visualized these elemental forces. Notice how fire is represented by a simple equilateral triangle pointing up. That perfectly symbolizes its rising, active, energetic nature. Water, on the other hand, is a triangle pointing down, showing a force moving in the exact opposite direction. Earth and air are just variations of these triangles, and they map perfectly to the cardinal directions of north, south, east, and west.
Bringing these four together gives us the tetramorph. This is a symbolic arrangement uniting four differing elements into a single, cohesive unit. You'll actually see this pop up everywhere in history. In ancient esoteric traditions, Christian art, and even Egyptian mythology, the four foundational elements of earth, air, water, and fire were personified by four living creatures: the bull, the eagle, the man, and the lion. These were used universally to represent the ultimate divine forces governing our world.
When you look at how this all maps out, it reveals just how wildly interconnected everything is. The four elements don't just govern abstract, high-level spiritual concepts, they literally dictate our physical reality. Earth maps to winter and midnight, air maps to spring and sunrise, fire corresponds to summer and noon, and water connects to autumn and sunset. It is a completely perfect mathematical and geometric cycle governing our seasons, the lunar phases, and the very passage of time itself.
But the ancients knew there was something more. Sitting right above earth, air, water, and fire is a fifth element, the quintessence. This is the living spiritual energy. Some called it the holy light, or the thought substance that mediates and unites those four lower physical elements. The great philosopher Plato actually associated this deeply spiritual fifth force with the intricate 20-sided geometric shape known as the dodecahedron.
You can see this natural hierarchy perfectly represented in the ancient symbol of the pentagram. If you move clockwise around the points, you have water, fire, earth, and air. But look at that very top point. That represents the quintessence, or spirit. And check out the math hidden inside this geometry. The lines intersect at exactly phi, that famous golden ratio of 1.618. Spirit sits right at the top, perfectly balancing the four physical elements below it through mathematically divine proportions. All of this incredible math and sacred geometry ultimately leads the world's greatest mystics to one profound truth. This brings us to the 33rd degree knowledge, the mirror of reality. So, the crucial point is this: the universe is not some rigid, unyielding design out to punish or reward you based on your actions. Reality does not judge, it reflects. Every single thought is a seed, and every feeling is a prayer. The universe, silent, infinite, and mathematically exact, simply returns to you the exact frequency of your innermost state. Because of this reflection, you can actively and consciously align your inner vibrations using an ancient practice known as mirror manifestation. Here's how you do it. Right at sunset, find a quiet space, close your eyes, and envision a mirror. But instead of seeing yourself, see it reflecting tomorrow's reality, the exact life you deeply desire. Now, this is the most important part. You have to truly feel the vivid emotions of that vision as if it's happening to you right now. Then, just release that image to the universe with profound gratitude. You see, you really don't need to beg destiny for a good life. You are the architect of tomorrow, and your thoughts are the literal blueprint. You just have to embody the frequency you desire so completely and vibrate at that level so authentically that the universe, acting as that perfect mathematical mirror we've been talking about, has absolutely no choice but to reflect it right back to you. Which leaves us with a final, lingering question for you to ponder today. What frequencies are you broadcasting into the mirror of the universe right now? Are you putting out fear and lack, or are you broadcasting the harmonious, high-vibrational energy of the life you truly want to build? Take a look at your numbers, study your own patterns, and remember, you hold the master key. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring your cosmic blueprint.